right. Good afternoon, everybody. Here we are. My name is Noah Doherty. I'm the race director for Mogollon Monster. It has been a wild couple days here. As you all know, I appreciate all of your patience and flexibility here. This is nothing we were hoping to avoid here, but here we are, and we think we're getting the details dialed in, and we're confident that this race is still going to be one heck of an adventure for you. So we're excited that you're still joining us, and here we go. So I'm going to go over a few things. What I'll do is kind of go through the website with you, touch on some points along the way, and then hopefully not ramble too much um, as we move along. All right, here we go. So we'll start with tomorrow. Real quick tonight, as I don't know if this will be out in time, but there is that Mogollon Monster beer release at AZ Wilderness downtown location. That is a collaboration with a local brewery who is just killing it here, and with the National Forest Foundation and the Highline Initiative, which is the trail that you are going to spend quite a bit of time on the next couple days. So if you can make it to that downtown Phoenix, come check it out. Otherwise, they'll have it for sale at the Pack a Pickup and a couple other locations, that brewery, and I think the Pinewood Tavern, which is also owned by Old County Inn. So bid pickup, we kept it the same, 5 to 8 or 4 to 7, excuse me, 4 to 7 tomorrow. That'll be at Old County Inn, which is just a pizza place. They have usually live music, two little spots, one place just for drinks, one place for food and drinks. We're set up outside. It's easy to find. I'm going to try to be there the whole time. Aaron Barber, who's been just killing it for us too, he's running in the race, but he spent a ton of time helping me get everything updated. As you saw the video yesterday, probably. So we'll be there 4 to 7 tomorrow. And then we're going to keep Saturday morning. So logistics, obviously, the start line is small. It's called the 260 Trailhead. When you get there, you'll understand what I mean. It's just not big enough to host a race, but we're going to do it anyway. This is where we host it. So in that regard, it's the same. The shuttles will still pick up in Pine. So it's a 45-minute drive. The times are the same. I think it's 4:30 and 4:40 are the last buses. It's 3 buses from the Payson Unified. We'll have a staff person there to assist and make sure you get to the start line. So don't be late to that, please. It's, like I said, 45 minutes is probably at least on a bus. When you get to the trailhead, if you do get dropped off, a couple things real quick. I don't have the picture, I don't think. I don't think I put it on here. Doesn't look like it. Nope. We're not doing that. Okay. Anyway, at the start line, when you come in, it's a hill. And on the website, if you were thinking about getting dropped off, hopefully you read this, but we're asking that you avoid the times. I think it's like 5:15 to 5:30, 5:35 to get dropped off, because it's a little hill that goes up, and then the parking lot is actually almost like a circle, so it'd be like kind of like a music note, if you will, like the lineup. But what happens is the buses do a loop around the lot, and when they're going around, they drop off everybody right before they leave. And as they exit, the road itself, right where the parking lot starts, is not wide enough for a car and a bus. So it's very important that the buses have access to get out. If the buses get stuck and you guys keep trying to jam yourselves in there, everybody gets held up, nobody can move, and it just causes everything to back up and get crazy. So if you see buses, wait at the bottom of the hill to make sure the buses can get by. They can't get over on the edge of the curb. They'll tip over. Buses get absolute first priority. Please, please pay attention to this. It's going to be dark out when you're coming and going. Everybody's going to be nervous and stressed out, but this is an important start for the morning to make sure everybody smoothly arrives. So it's about like 5:15 to 5:30, 5:35. Outside of that, it's still a drop-off situation, but you'll pull through, pay attention to our parking guys and girls, and you're just grabbing your stuff, kissing your goodbyes, and going. You'll have drop bags with you. If you're riding the bus, drop bags on the bus. If you're getting out of the car, drop bags ready. Please come ready to go so it's quick, so we're not holding up everybody else behind you. And then again, at that entrance slash exit, it's a one way for a bus, so you need to leave room for them to get in and out. So that's the start line. on Saturday. I mentioned the drop bags. Two things on the drop bags. This changed with the new course. They're both below the rim now. So Fish Hatchery, which is around mile 26, and then Washington Park, which you now hit twice, and they're both below the rim, also near a crew zone. But we found this to be the probably work the best. You'll bring those with you to the start line. We'll distribute from the start line. When you're done with the bag, there's a used drop bag pile at an aid station. You can ask them if you don't see it, put it over there. It'll come back to the aid station or to the finish line quicker, hopefully. But that's our goal with those. And of note, the Fish Hatchery 2, which is mile, 97, if you will, we're going to pull the drop bags before that. So don't come to mile 97 and expect to get on your racing shoes or something and run down the road. Just get it done at that point. We're going to pull the bags so they're all at the finish for everybody and not have to worry about that. So Fish Hatchery 1, 2 Washington Park aid stations. Excuse me. Moving on to the crew zones. This didn't change too much. I think the biggest change is now at General Springs, you'll just stay there rather than continuing on to Dickerson Flat. So what that does is it gets a little busy here. My one concern with this is, and so like this circle area here where I'm going is this is all General Springs. There's actually a cabin right here. It's cool. It's like in a little field. And they're going to be coming down from Fred Hot, which is this from Pinchot. So they come down. It's a great run, super runnable section for all the runners. And then you hit a crew zone. If you come all the way down to the cabin, there's lots of parking. Okay. Lots of parking here. You can park in the field. Just try not to go into like the marshy area on the right. You'll see on the left, there's more parking. And then it kind of turns into just a dirt road near the top. All of this is open, so feel free. I've heard that some people find their way onto this road. My concern with that is we can't block at all traffic. There will be rangers out there. They're really worried about the rim road being used too much. And I just want to make sure that we're not the cause of their, um, you know, of us creating traffic issues and stuff. So, and there will be a lot of you there. It becomes a really cool zone. People hanging out and cheering on. There is no service at the cabin. Sometimes there's service in this little zone here. But it just depends on, a couple things there. So that's the General Springs crew. Buck Springs is over here. Again, not a ton of parking. This is, we have to carefully park on the side of the road, make sure that traffic is still passable. Up here, again, Buck Springs, no traffic or no cell service again. Your best bet for cell service for crews or runners is on the rim, like on rim road. That's usually the best bet. The farther away from the rim you get, the worse you get. Pretty much no service up Horton. There's service in and out at Sea Canyon, stuff like that. So not going to go into that a whole lot. And then I don't know why this is doing this. And then, of course, early on, you have the Black Mesa Crew Zone, which is just above Horton. So Horton 8 is now on top of the rim. We've never done it there before, but we think with the new course, it's going to work better for the double climb. But there's no crewing at the aid station. You'll see the aid station on the side of the road, continue past. You'll see this massive field where these huge power lines are. Right around there and farther west, it's all open. Again, just don't block traffic, don't park in the road, all that good stuff. For anybody that would cruise, all runners are going to get one of these babies. And it says, it's just like a little fun fan. Bring it out there and it says a note to our runner. If you want to write the runner's name on there so people know, if you want to write some sort of inspiration or funny thing, we thought it'd be kind of a cool thing to have up on the crew zone. So we're giving it a shot. And hey, if it's hot, you got yourself a fan. So that's the crew zone stuff. There's pins for those locations on the website. I think there's other information on it. Again, another thing I want to mention is obviously some people run these races without crews, and that's totally fine. And people crush it without crews, without pacers. What is fun though, is we've heard in the past, because we've done this for 3 years now, is people will come up to crews and other people are giving them food and drinks and popsicles or whatever it is. Kind of a community feel, and we appreciate that and hope that'll continue this year if people so choose to accept something from you. So if you have extra and can spare it, great. Again, there's an aid station at this one now, so it's a little different, but General Spring, same thing. So if cheer everybody on, which I know everybody does in this community, which is why it is so great. Okay, course junctions here. Couple big things. These are both around Washington Park. Obviously, at every junction, we need to be looking at the signs ourselves, not just following runners through them. Very, very important. There's a couple out and backs to aid stations. Sea Canyon is an out and back. You're going to have a very small out and back to Hell's Gate. There's a couple little, so just make sure at every junction you're checking every single time. If you have any questions, hopefully you have the GPX on your phone or watch. Double check it. It should be pretty close, right in the spot that you're expecting it to be. But the two junctions, so at Washington Park, you're going to come from the rim road right at the top, and you're going to run down. It's a really rocky, steep descent for a quarter mile, and then it levels out, and it's really easy to run, and it's beautiful through this winding single track in the river. And then you get down there, you're going to cross this horse bridge to hit the aid station. Very, very important you hit this out and back. So you'll cross the little bridge, run to the aid station, which is in a parking lot. I think we have a little bathroom there. And then when you go back out, you go right back up the exact same way you came. That's the first time through. And there'll be a sign there. Once you cross the bridge, it'll say first time through mile 58 or 57, second time through mile 79 or whatever it is. So again, just pay attention. Most of you, that'll be in the dark. You'll be tired, probably mad about that descent. So please just double check you go the right way. If you go the wrong way, it's a lot of extra miles, because frankly, it's going to show that you're on the right track, because there's ribbons and reflectors and everything else showing that you're the right way. So that's why junctions are super critical to pay attention to. Now, when you get back to the top, when you at mile 57 or so, when you're going back up Washington Park, you top out at the rim road. It's like 2.4 miles or so, and that last quarter mile again is rocky, loose, steep stuff. It's what makes the monster. So embrace it and have fun out there. But when you get to the top, it could get a little convoluted. The course itself is super easy. You just get to the rim road, and on the road, you just take a right. You just follow the rim road right. You're going to be on it for 4.5 miles. If you get views, it's incredible. It's one of the most beautiful sections of rim road I think there is. We're excited to have this section back, actually. This was part of the original Monster, where you go rim road, Houston Brothers to Pinchot, and back down. It's a really fantastic cabin loop trail, and the road is kind of nice, where you don't have to think too much, and you can just clock off miles and catch up with food or drinks and keep going. But what I'm saying that might be convoluted is when you get to the rim road at this time, you're going to see other crews and cars and potentially headlamps coming at you, because they would have just come from the cabin and Fred Hot dropping off the rim. You don't want to go straight there. When you get back up to the rim road, very important, at the top of the power line, you take a right. Okay, so just pay attention, follow the signs, and don't do extra miles here. I think that's it for the core stuff. I'm not going to go into it too much. It's just too much stuff to go into. Aaron did a good job of explaining yesterday. Real quick, I'm talking about ribbons. This is what we use every single time. Orange and black polka dot ribbons, correct way. That is the right way. There are also lots of these on course. It says Aravaipa. So if you see an orange pin flag and it doesn't say Aravaipa, that's not us. Always says Aravaipa. We have these reflective medallions on them. This is a square rectangle. They'll be on your ribbons as well. Anytime there's night, shines nicely on the headlamp, makes it easier to see in the dark. Blue and white checker. These are the wrong way. Blue and white, check yourself, turn around, get back on track, find that orange and black polka dot. That is the correct way ribbon. Miles and miles and miles of this stuff, okay? We'll have hundreds of pin flags out there as well. So either one work, just keep following them. And the signs are just purple signs that say Mogollon Monster 100, left, right, straight. One other quick thing on when you get to, so this is early on in the race. Now we just left the Horton Aid. You descend off promontory, another steep, dare I say, sketchy descent, but short, third of a mile maybe, and then it kind of just winds down. Still, you drop almost 1,000 feet in less than a mile, so it is steep, but it's in, believe it or not, the best shape we've ever seen it. So we've had some people up there doing work, and each year we try to keep chipping away at it. I think we're the only ones that use it, but it's in decent shape. Pay attention again. It's just going to be a slow descent, and then you hit the high line and crush it all the way out of a Horton Spring. At the spring, that's the big junction as well. It'll say specifically 100 mile right. 100 miles straight. That'll take you right next to the Horton Spring. The spring is big. It's a waterfall. It comes right out of the mountain and you can drink it. I was hammering water there yesterday when I was up there marking. So you're fine to do it. And then you do a steep climb all the way to the top of Horton, but make sure you follow the signs so you don't take the 42K route. 100-mile only signs to the right. Okay. Um, okay. A couple more things. Medical. We have MedStar Solutions. They've been with us on this exact course or on this for the Mogollon Monster, I think at least 4 years now. They know this area really well. They know ultra runners. They're very experienced in exactly what you're doing and what issues you might entail. They are not here to pull you. So if you see them and you're having something that you're like, hey, can you help me? They're more than happy to help you. They're not going to immediately pull you. Now, if you're like in La La Land and really shouldn't move on, they're going to make you sit down, relax, and then assess the situation. They're there to help you. Don't be afraid of our medical team. They're roaming in trucks. They'll be at a couple aid stations along the way. They're there to help. Let them help you. Make sure you continue on your race. Sometimes you just need a break, right? Like 38 hours running through the mountains is not easy. Okay. Take your time, make sure you're staying ahead of the cutoffs, and let's keep this race moving forward. Um, a couple other quick things. I think I'm almost through kind of what I wanted to go over. I'm not going to go over too much more of the course because, like I said, Aaron did it. The first 57 miles you've already been preparing for. And then I think from there, it's not bad. So, one more thing as we go on to the course here. So, when you get back to Washington Park 2, the bottom of the rim, almost mile 80, say, um, that's it. You're done climbing the rim at that point. So I feel like this is probably a victory for some of you. This will be exciting. You'll see at the aid station, we have a bell. It's called like ring the bell. This is like, hey, I'm on my final loop. We put this into place a few years ago on their original course. I think it was John Voppel's idea originally as like just a fun token for runners in the middle of the night. So if you see the bell right before you head out to run the high line all the way back to the finish, give it a ring. Let us know, hey, you're down to 20 miles and you're counting down the miles here. On the high line, for those of you that are there in the day, this would be Sunday morning. It's very exposed. It's lower elevation. It can get hot. So lots of fluids, lots of food, be prepared, sunscreen, sun hat, sun hoodie, whatever it is. Make sure those last 20 miles aren't just a miserable slog for you. Do what you can to stay on top of that. There's not much water, if any water, crossings. You'll have the Hell's Gate aid station here, which is in the middle of nowhere. And then you just got to crush it all the way back to the hatchery. So you would have done this direction before. It probably will look 100% different this direction on the way back. Hit the fish hatchery, and then you're home free, right? Then you get to pavement, and then this last 3.8 or so is all pavement, nearly all downhill. And then you're going to finish turning into the lower Tonto Creek campground. It's a big road. You turn off right. We'll have signs to make sure you run into the parking lot. And then probably at the back of the parking lot, you'll go under the big Mogollon metal sign. Of course, it's the weekend. That road is very busy. We get a lot of action on it. Not us, but the parks in general, the forests. So just pay attention, stay on the side, and let's make sure everybody is, headphones out for that section would be absolutely preferred, almost mandatory. Just run it in. Okay. You're at 97 miles. You got to go just over 101, I think. Let's do that. So I think that's everything for the 100 milers. When you finish, obviously now that you've parked at the Old Pine parking trailhead or Pine parking lot and back in Pine, you're 45 minutes away. We just went and picked them up, 3 15 passenger vans. We'll also have a school bus from Payson running hopefully for 5 or 6 hours around like 11 to 5, if we can get them that long, to drive you back. So it'll be like hey, in 15 minutes, this is leaving. In 30 minutes, this is leaving. So we will get you back. And that's what it'll be. Sometimes you might have to wait and hang out and, grab some food and then we'll go from there. But we'll get you back there. And if we can make sure you have your drop bags with you, that would be ideal. So we're trying to get everything covered. We're trying to make sure everything's a great experience for not only you, but your runners or your crews, your families, your friends. at the finish, there it is a lot. There's probably space for 40 or 50 vehicles. Obviously not going to fit enough for an entire 100-mile and 42K race. So there's other parking along the main road. You can probably drive up even a mile or so and park in like pull-offs on the side of the paved road and then just walk down what same route the runners will be taking back to the parking lot. We'll have to get a little creative. Again, just no blocking traffic and use caution because this is oncoming traffic in both directions, especially on the weekend. Hopefully, Sunday's a little less busy than what Saturday would have been. Um, Other than that, again, I just want to thank everybody so much for joining us. You know, I think this course is going to be just super epic still. I'm really excited to have some of these other additions in it. It's not a true point to point like you all planned on, but I think you're going to get out there and really enjoy it. And I think it's a really great mix of, flowy single track and tree cover, great climbs and descends, and then, some stuff that's going to challenge you. So that's why we're here, right? We're all here for that. So anyway, we'll see you Friday night at Pack a Pickup or at the race start on Saturday. We'll do another briefing there, just quick last minute things I want to go over, usually about 5 or 10 minutes before we do a national anthem rendition there. And then we get you on your way. Yeah, I think that's it. So thanks again, everybody. We appreciate all your patience and flexibility moving forward. And let's do this.